Hey guys, Jamie here again. Got a nice no hairdo. Yeah, anyways, this is a buggy update, and as you can see right now, it looks like shit. But I just want to show you guys where it's going so far. Is first off, I've been using the plasma torch to cut out parts and just kind of making them up as I go here, kind of things, and trying to mirror image each side. But I made these brackets here that are going to hold these shocks, as well as this upper bracket here, and like, I mean, it's just strapped together right now. The wheel is completely falling over right now. So like, obviously this isn't how it's supposed to look, like this and all, you know, screwed up and falling over. That's not how it's going to be. But these are going to get move that. These are going to get welded onto the frame here. I'll rub off some of that real thin paint there, the rust protective. And then these, once I figure out where exactly the shocks are going to go on here, like this one's kind of mounted in there, then I'll have to double this up. So make another bracket on the other side here, where the strut used to be bolted onto the knuckle here, and make it all solid. The material here is a bit thicker than I wanted. It's a 1/4 inch, and I think it would have been 7/16 I would have preferred, but at least it'll be strong. It's kind of overkill. The axles here have already gone. These need to be cleaned up. All this stuff needs to be cleaned up still, but just kind of getting the rough idea. I made these square kind of flanges here that bolt onto the axles, and right in between here used to be the differential, and because I'm not using the differential, I've got 2 of these pedal block bearings, and there's supposed to be 1 inch on the inside there. So anyways, there's gonna be a bracket here that holds 2 of these in here, one here, one here. It's kind of difficult to see with how it's sitting right now. And then there'll be just a straight shaft in between here, and so these will be solid mounted, and then the suspension and the CV axles will continue to let this to move, and the center axle here that I put in through these guys that is welded onto these flanges, there will be a sprocket on there. So that's how that's gonna go so far. The rims here and the tires are definitely not what I want. They're just so I can roll it around basically right now, but what I'm going to do is these have disc brakes on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove a lot of this protective shield here for the disc brake. And I'm going to take the plasma torch and I'm going to cut off the disc part of the brake here, the rotor here. So I'm going to cut that off to remove it, and then I'm going to have a fair bit more room in here. Not a whole lot more, but a little bit more. And then I'm going to try to source some 12 or 13 inch rims to put onto these hubs. The fronts are 12s. And then I'm going to try to get the same tires as I've got on the fronts for the back here, so that it all looks the same. So yeah, that's basically how that's going to go. Yeah, and you can see, like, well, it doesn't want to move right now because it's falling over, but maybe I can push it. Nah, not really. It's all loose. Like, I mean, if I had both hands free, I could lift this wheel up and straighten it out where it's supposed to be. It's also sitting much lower than it should because the suspension is not doing anything. The other thing is it's full of spider webs in here. The steering wheel, I actually kind of like the Honda one, but I went and found this one for $20, and it's a Momo, or however you say that, steering wheel. Somebody's painted the inside. It's in decent shape. But I'm just not sure if I should use this one, put this one on there, or if I should just use the Honda one. Either way, it's not sitting how it's supposed to. It should be lower, so I still got to do that. But this one, let's see, is it actually smaller? It is. Yeah, it's a slight bit smaller, probably about 1 inch smaller. And it's got the flat bottom, so that's kind of handy. Gives it a little bit more room there as well. Make it seem like there's a little bit more room. Yeah, so that's basically what I can show you guys for now as far as an update. The rear framing here, I gotta take the plasma torch and basically cut away everything that isn't of use, and then it'll look a lot more normal. And then I'll probably add in a bunch of steel tubing to it and basically clean it up so it doesn't look like it was a frame, and more so like it just looks like it's steel tubing, like the rest of the buggy is. So yeah, that's kind of the next steps here. Is I gotta start welding things. I gotta get this thing on the flat over there where the car is sitting right now, and line everything up properly, measure it, and start welding things in, and put it in the axle and whatnot, and then this thing will be able to roll around and not look how it's looking right now, all screwed up with a keg sitting under it to hold it up off the ground. Yeah, I'll show you guys over here. So this is what I've been using for material here for those brackets, is this 1/4 inch square tubing here. And just been cutting it with the plasma torch. Cuts it real easy, just slowly walk it around. I've made paper templates of what I need everything to be like, and then I lay it down here and then trace around it, and then walk the plasma torch around my trace lines, and it seems to work pretty easy. So the other thing is the suspension here. This side's sitting a little bit more realistic compared to that side. Still, it's not correct though. So this would be further back, right to about here, sitting in these brackets, welded in, and then this shock here should be on the bracket, whatnot. I'll use these temporarily. They weren't the original plan to use them because they're just kind of scrap. But I'll probably, hopefully later on, get some actual better shocks, and I don't know if I'll use 2 on both sides or just 1. I'd kind of prefer to use just 1, but 2 might kind of look cooler. I don't know. As far as looks go, it might be better looking. The other thing is as I said, I'm going to cut the disc rotors here. I'm going to cut that part off, but I'm not going to take the whole actual rotor off. I'm just going to cut the disc part off. Because I'm going to use the e-brake system, the drum brake inside it, as the rear brakes, instead of because I cannot seem to get this inside here, this motorcycle brake to work properly. I think the piston in it is stuck somewhat. I think it's just kind of worn out. It kind of sucks because I bought the lines and all that stuff for it, but that's how this seems to go a lot of times. So yeah, that's just to give you guys an update here, and that's where it's headed. That's what's next. I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoy.